Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to this meeting. I call this meeting of the Winnsboro City Council to order at 5:32 p.m. We'll start with roll call beginning to my right.
Miller, present.
Thatcher here.
Morris here.
Parrish here.
Hollowell here.
And the mayor has just joined us.
Sorry.
Thank you for joining the party.
I was running.
You want to take over or you want me to keep going?
You can just keep going on that. We're going to get loaded in here.
Okay, first off, we'll start with our invocation and pledge of allegiance. Is there anybody here to give our invocation? You come forward, please.
Will you pray with me? Father, we come here before you today, Lord, and just, Lord, beseech your wisdom. Lord, in James, you said, Lord God, if anyone lacks wisdom, Lord God, that we could come and we could ask you and you give it to us generously. Father, your word also says that, Lord God, if we acknowledge you in all of our ways, Lord God, that, and we don't just trust in our own thinking, but Lord God, we acknowledge you. Lord, you'll direct our paths. So, Lord, I want to pray over our city councilman, our mayor, Lord, today, and I want to pray, Lord God, that you would guide their thoughts, guide their actions. We pray that in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, moving on to item number 4, proclamations, presentations, and announcements. We have none. Moving on to section 5, staff reports. Is there any staff here that would like to add to their report as submitted to the council?
I'd like to, 704 Walnut, I told you earlier, is down, make a lot there.
Okay. Anyone else? If you're going to jump in, you just let me know.
Okay, I'll jump in. Let me jump in. I apologize for being late. I was trying to hurry. No other staff reports, anyone? No? Okay, so we'll move into the public comment section. At this time, we'll hear from those who have signed in before this meeting was called to order. Y'all want me just to start at the top? Would that be the easiest way to go? Under public comments, this is a time for the public to address the city council on any subject. However, the Texas Open Meetings Act prohibits the city council from discussing issues when the public has not been given 72 hours notice. So at this time, we'll go Michael Jeter, I'm sorry.
I'll be here next month to pray y'all in, so.
Okay.
I am Michael Jeter. I'm the pastor of Pine Street Baptist Church in Winnsboro. I was pastoring in Houston for 12 years, and we adopted 3 girls, and I knew that God wanted us out of Houston. So he moved us to Winnsboro, which is the best city I have ever lived in my life.
We need to state your address for the record,
701
please.
Meadow Drive. My girls talked me into buying a golf cart. I thought it was great because our community has a lot of golf carts driving around, and because of the way that our neighborhood is, they're always out there, they're always having fun, and I just want to speak to you about somehow redoing the golf cart law, allowing my girls, I have a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, I'm sorry, a 14-year-old, and a 17-year-old, and they like riding around and meeting their friends and having fun, and I like being out there and seeing the neighborhood kids have the freedom to drive around. When we lived in Houston, we had a very strict homeowners association, and we had very strict laws. Just to give you a perfect example, there's a sign ordinance in Houston that if you have an electronic sign, it must stay on for 5 minutes, because if it changes, someone might watch it and get in a wreck. And that's how strict the laws are in Houston. I loved moving to Winnsboro. I love the fact that we're a friendly community. the neighbors support one another, and I think that this law needs to be at least addressed, if not completely repealed. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Vicki Forgy? We just asked that you state your address for the record.
Hi, I'm Vicki Forgy, and I live at 301 Lee Ray Drive. I would like to say that I have the utmost respect for the police department and the city government. For 35 years, I taught children to be law-abiding citizens. However, tonight I'm here to ask you to please consider amending some of the golf cart regulations. My husband and I have owned a golf cart for 6 years, and our main reason for buying one was our grandchildren. We are both retired and have 12 grandkids. He worked at Luminant, where safety was a priority, and safety is a priority with us as well on our golf cart. Since we were both stopped by the police a few weeks ago, there has been very little golf activity in our neighborhood, which I feel is very sad. I feel violated of my freedom to enjoy riding in my neighborhood on my golf cart at my discretion. We're trying to comply with the city. We've insured our golf cart to whatever amount y'all said, and we added the slow-moving triangle on the back. That's what we've done so far. I'm also asking you to please consider allow golf carts on the sidewalks. This is much safer than the roads, and the roads are fine too, but in the past 6 years, we have not encountered an incident that was a problem when meeting a walker or a runner. We usually know them and stop and visit. It's just kind of a friendly atmosphere. I live in the same neighborhood as Brother Mike. This past Sunday, I was visiting my daughter in Dallas in the Lakewood area, and we were at a strip mall, and we were behind a police car. And a golf cart passed right in front of this police, and we thought, oh man, he's fixing to get it. And they went one direction, and the golf cart just kept going. So it didn't seem to be a problem there. I know the police have stated that there are complaints concerning golf carts, and there has been some areas of concern. We were told there were 2 families that have continually complained, but the complainers have not even reached out to the parents or anyone in the neighborhood about their concerns. These people went straight to the police, and everyone in the neighborhood feels pretty sure that we know who they are, and so I just don't see how a few families can have so much power on this matter. I plead with you to consider this matter and reach some amendments that makes everyone happy, young, old, and in between. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Vicki. Number 3, Ms. Vicki Lord.
My name is Vicki Lord, and I'm going to read this so I can get it all in.
We need your address.
Okay, I was about to tell you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
611 West Coke Road. We have had a golf cart for 18 years. We have been riding in this same area for all that time, and there's never been a complaint or a problem. When our grandchildren were young, we enjoyed so much our golf cart time with them. Nothing better to soothe a toddler than a slow golf cart ride in the neighborhood. My husband and I still enjoy our golf cart when we are certainly willing to abide by all the golf cart safety rules. We've checked into insurance and have already bought our slow-moving vehicle sign to attach to the back. I'm not quite understanding the need for seat belts. I've never personally seen seat belts on a cart, but we are willing to check on getting these installed as well if need be. We do have a problem with not riding on the sidewalk. If not allowed to ride on the sidewalk, we basically can go nowhere because it goes right in front of our home. We wouldn't have access to the neighborhood or even our neighbors. Even though the state will not allow golf carts to be ridden on the sidewalks, after some research, we discovered that the city has the authority to set local guidelines that would allow golf carts to be ridden on the sidewalk. Of course, we would always allow walkers to have the right-of-way as we do now. My husband and I went and spoke to the police captain when this arose. He was very helpful and easy to talk to, and we appreciated the time that he took to speak to our concerns. Thank y'all for your time, and I hope you'll reconsider. We so enjoy our golf carts. Thank you.
Miss Marlene Messmer?
Well, I guess I'm representing the senior citizen. I live at 613 West Coke Road, and I don't have my speech written down, so I'm just going to ramble on for a minute.
Can you repeat your name, please?
Marlene Messimer. But my husband, which has recently passed away, that was one of his few pleasures in his last years was the golf cart. He could ride that when he couldn't do anything else. He couldn't walk or anything like that. But he did enjoy riding that with our little dog, and we both did. And now I have my children living on the sidewalk all around me, and to get to their houses, if I don't feel like walking there, I can ride my golf cart, and I just get so much pleasure from it that I'm just hoping that y'all will reconsider those laws. And I am willing to, do everything, insurance, all of that. I've already gotten a slow-moving sign, and I'm prepared to follow. And like the others have said, I always give walkers and joggers right of way. But I just wish you would reconsider, because like I said, for senior citizens, it's really a blessing to have a golf cart. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Melinda Kane? Okay.
Of signatures
All right.
supporting us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
My name is Melinda Kane. I reside at 301 South Beach Street. I'm not here to complain about having to register my golf cart with the city, add safety features to my golf cart such as brake lights or even the liability insurance. I agree that safety is a top priority, and we have already added all these features to our golf cart. However, there are some concerns over several of the city golf cart ordinances. Due to our home location on Beach Street, we need to be able to drive our golf cart across Highway 37, Highway 15, and Highway 11. These major roads separate the town and are necessary to cross in order to travel to like school events, restaurants in town, the grocery store, and even local shopping. I think you should address the people that are causing the issues or problems on the golf carts, but don't punish the people driving correctly. For example, when people are driving recklessly in vehicles, they're given a ticket. All the vehicles are not taken off the road. There are around 100 names supporting the city golf cart ordinance to be revised. If a committee is formed to study the golf cart rules, please include some of the people that are on the petition. Let's work together to compromise and solve the problem. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kane. Mr. Brent Kane?
Brent Kane, 301 South Beach, and that's my wife. Am I the last one?
No, sir.
Okay, all right. Main reason we got golf carts was because of our grandchildren. I like to take them down to the park and over the city park and everywhere, and occasionally we let them drive on the grass, not on the road or anything. And the other reason we got it is Melinda and I, since we're partially retired, she's retired and I'm partially retired, we like to go to the football games in our golf cart because it's easier to park and we can park up closer. I've had RA for 20 years and it's hard for me to get around, but I don't have a handicap sticker. And you can take the golf cart right in and drive right up to the edge of the stadium and you're not bothering anybody. And it's straight down Myrtle. Only thing we have to do is cross 37 to get there. So, and we also, while I was having my hip replaced, I had to do rehab at the hospital and I couldn't drive a car, but I could drive my golf cart. So I can get almost to the hospital. The last little bit, I got to be on 515 to get finished that out. And I rode the sidewalks, which they were built real wide. Weren't they done with the grant from the city? Did the city get a grant to make those sidewalks when they put them in? Anybody know?
I think so.
Yeah, so I mean, they're wonderful sidewalks, they go everywhere. So it'd be really nice if we could use them. So if we're gonna have a committee to relook the ordinance, some of us would like to participate in that and help with that. And also, I thank all of y'all for serving. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Alan, is it Fisher?
Fisher, yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, my name's Alan Fisher. I do not live in Winnsboro, but I do now work here. I'm the new managing editor of the newspaper. I will be taking over, it's all planned, I will be currently taking over in January as the new owner. So I just wanted to introduce myself, so if you see me out in the community, y'all know I'm just not a stranger. So, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Sherry Bowman?
Hi, I'm Sherry Bowman, and I live at 400 North Beach Street, apartment 113, but I own 508 North Main, and my daughter owns the next lot at 506 North Main.
Okay. Are you talking about golf carts right now, or are you talking about your agenda item?
No, I'm talking about my agenda.
Okay.
I'm on the agenda.
Okay, so let's wait till we get to.
I do agree with all of it. I just want that to go on record. I agree with them.
Okay.
Let's work together. I will
Okay,
help to do that.
Let me call you back up when we get to your agenda item.
Perfect. That's
Okay,
perfect.
thank you. We have Dawn Britton. Oh, you're, okay. Okay, and then Sherry Akins. Sherry Akins?
Hi, y'all. I'm Sherry Aiken, 208 Martha Drive. My husband and I live there. And we moved to that neighborhood 35 years ago. It's in Edgewood. We love it. It's always been so family friendly, and this whole small town has always been so very family friendly. We never knew about the law. I wasn't ever really made aware of it, but my kids grew up here. My son rode a go-kart in the neighborhood. The roads are very wide. No one ever said a word. They probably should have a few times, but they didn't. They rollerbladed, and even now kids are riding skateboards down the middle of the road. And I mean, I don't care. They're children, and they need some outdoor time. I worry as to what somebody will complain about next, and we'll have to have this and this and this. We are not in Dallas or Houston, and thank goodness. But my son just recently, he was at Lake Elkins out of Huntsville, huge lake area. They were more golf cart friendly than car friendly. You don't get in, I mean, you would let them go. You don't drive so fast. And, you know, we have had a problem with the speeding in the neighborhood. And like I said, I'm sure my kids were part of it at one time as far as speeding. But we just acquired a golf cart about 2 years ago, I guess. And we were so excited at the prospect of driving our little grandson around a little bit and meeting the neighbors and seeing people. Plus, my mom is 88. And she still gets around pretty good, but she can't just walk all over the place, and she loves to go for a ride in the evenings. And we have just really enjoyed everything about it. Plus, when that bridge went in, and that huge bridge at this little park area in our neighborhood, I thought, oh my gosh, they could put a truck through that thing. Well, then they put a little deal up, but I'm like, that's more than a walking bridge. I mean, it's tempting. It's fun to go over there. But I just wanted to ask you to please reconsider some of the rules that go with that. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am, thank you. Okay, I don't have any other cards. Is there any other? Angie, no? Okay.
Madam Mayor, just as for fact, I've been reading the ordinance. That ordinance was adopted on February 9th, 2021, and it may be prudent at the next meeting to have an agenda item where we can form a review committee to review the ordinance. There are some areas that we need to have it on the next agenda.
So, at this time, we can't take action, but I do agree with Mr. Parrish that I know we're really not supposed to comment during public comments. However, I can't comment. So, I'm sorry. Yeah,
That's what I suggested.
so we will be, Angie, would you make note that we'll be putting this on the agenda at the next city council? Okay? We appreciate all of y'all that have come and voiced your concerns and everything, and we will definitely not commenting right now.
Yeah. The golf cart revolution.
Just trying to let it settle down just a little bit. So let's move on to the consent items. Just trying to quieten down a bit. Okay, so 7.1, consider approval of annual interlock agreement with Wood County for fire marshal and emergency plan. So did everyone have a chance to look over this, and do they have any questions? Anyone?
Madam Mayor, seeing this as an annual renewal between Wood County and all cities, I make the motion the city council approve the interlocal agreement with Wood County Fire Marshal and Emergency Management Services.
Okay, I have a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second, so all in approval?
Aye.
Any against? Motion carries. Let's go with 7.2, the minutes. This is the called meeting on 9/1/2022 and the regular meeting on 10/11/22. Did everybody have a chance to review both of these sets of minutes? If so, is there any questions?
Madam Mayor, I make the motion that we approve the minutes as presented.
Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Any against? No, motion carries. So let's go now to 8.1, the Sigma update. Okay, so Ms. McKenzie?
I spoke with Ryan this week regarding Sigma. He said to let everyone know that everything is on schedule, that the RTO and odor emissions equipment is 100% installed, and this startup commenced on the 7th of November, and that he wanted to extend an open-ended invitation to any members of the governing body to come and tour at any time.
Okay,
Mackenzie, would you put that in an email to us?
You bet. Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you for that. Ms. 8.2, consider fee waiver request, helping young people excel.
Hello, my name is Marsha Duffy. I live at 112 Orange Street, Winnsboro, Texas, and I'm just going to give our little pamphlets out to you.
Okay.
Hello, and thank you for allowing me to be on the agenda for this evening, Council. HYPE is asking for the fees to be waived for the use of the Winnsboro City Civic Center for January the 28th, 2023. We will only need the building from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. This event is going to be sponsoring the Linden Pleasant Hill Quilters. They're from Linden, Texas. And this is a Linden, Texas-based group of ladies that will be performing the secret codes behind the quilt patterns used in the Underground Railroad. The women dress in 19th century attire and will show how each pattern and the quilts and words in song will help elevate in the slaves of escape to the north of the United States and to Canada before the President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. This group was formed in 2004 and has been performing for nearly 19 years to tell the story. And HYPE is asking for the fees to be waived for the use of that building on that day. And we will be selling tickets. The tickets will be $20. You can either purchase them online or you may purchase a ticket at the door. And this is a real educational performance that will be done.
And it's going to be January 28th.
28th.
Let everybody have a chance to review their.
And the funds that we're doing are to help raise money for our rock station that's over on the corner of Connie Mae and Elm. All the proceeds will be to help put electrical in the building and to help get a bathroom done.
And what are the plans for that building?
It will be HYPE's headquarters. That's where we're going to be stationed. That building will be used to kind of help kids in the neighborhood or in the community to do educational programs, to help with homework. A lot of the kids these days, even grown-ups, don't know how to balance a checkbook. We're going to help them learn them do that, learn them how to do a resume. And I know the library offers a lot of that, but sometimes people don't take the time to go to libraries. But our program is here to help not only the young, but the old. So that building will be used for that as well. And it's also going to be a way for once we get the bathrooms done, for anyone using the park across the way, there's no bathrooms there for them to go to. So if they have families there that might be out in the park for that day, they will be able to use our bathroom facilities.
Okay.
Once we get one.
Any other questions for Ms. Marsha?
Is my understanding correct that y'all are also going to be doing things like helping young people how to make a resume?
Yes.
And, job interviews and how to present themselves for
Exactly.
job interviews?
Yeah, teaching them a little etiquette, because that's kind of lacking these days with some of our kids.
I personally have been out to the facility over many times, and if you have not gone by there, I would really recommend going by and seeing all the work that they have put into
I
this
do
building.
have a few,
It's really amazing, the work they've done.
it shows what we've been working on, where the building started and where it is now. It's come a long way in the last lot of years that we've acquired it. I do like to give homage to Pastor Rhonda, because she's our painter. I'm not a painter. She went in there and did spectacular art drawings for us on the floor in order to raise funds to get it started. And she's done a really, really nice job. And a lot of the hard work was before, which my husband and a few of our volunteers got up and took all that old lumber off and redid it, and most of those funds came out of our own pocket. So We will put some advertisement on our website as well. I'll be using the Winnsboro News to advertise, just wherever, maybe some advertisement on the radio to get the word out.
Okay, does anybody else have any questions for Ms. Marcia? Thank you for coming forward.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the waiver request for height.
Second.
Okay, all in approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for coming forward. Okay, so next, 8.3, a public hearing to receive a public testimony on a request by Dawn Britton to grant a rezone of Lot 13, Block 13, located at 506 North Main from B1 Business District to SF3 Single Family Residential. Okay? And you're Dawn Britton, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, we now go into a public hearing at 6:03 p.m. Go ahead.
I want to request a rezone from commercial to residential, and also I was looking that it's going to be to SF3. On the SF3, the yard has to be 20 feet from the front, 20 feet from the back, 7.5 on each side. And if the rezoning is granted, I would also like to request that could we be 5 foot off of each side on side yard on our lot, and then my mom's gonna have some too for our house plan, because the lot's so narrow that it's hard to find something 45 foot. The plan that we're looking at was 50 feet wide.
Okay. Could you tell me exactly where this is?
It's on the corner of Main and Pine, like
Oh, wow.
1448, right through that corner lot. There's 2 lots there.
I see.
Yeah, do you want to see a copy of the plat?
Do you have one?
Yes.
That would be great.
Yes, and it has both of our lots there side by side. And I would need my front and back. I'm going to build on the corner of Pine and Main, and then she's going to build on the back side of me. And I was going to turn my house facing Pine Street, but in order to do that, I would need 10 foot in the front yard and 10 foot in the back
Instead
in
of
order
20.
to fit my house on there, and then I would just come in and drive straight in off of Main Street into my garage.
So this would be a single
Family,
It's a
both of them
single
are single.
family
We're just
dwelling?
gonna
Yes.
build there
Okay.
side by side.
Okay.
So,
And which lot is yours? The one at the corner?
506. No, hers is the
one
corner,
just
mine's
south.
one
You're the
behind
You're the one
it.
at the corner, you're the one just south of it.
Yes.
And you're wanting a variance on
Side yard.
the side yard?
5
Yes.
to 5 foot.
It's at 7.5 right now. The lot's 60 wide.
Sherry, could you go ahead and just state your name and address for the record, please?
Yes, my name is Sherry Bowman. My address is 400 North Beach Street, apartment 113.
All right, thanks.
Question. So the side yard would be facing Main Street?
No.
No.
On mine, it would be just the side yard. My house would face Main Street. I'd come the 20 foot off for the front yard, backyard. But on the side yard, it's 7.5 feet on each side from the lot line. The lot's only 60 foot wide, so the house plan that I was looking at is 50 feet wide.
And mine is, I'm going to face Pine Street.
Oh, you'll face Pine Street.
Yes, and she's gonna face Main Street. So, and we're just gonna
Yes.
have kind of a backyard.
I was just going to say, the only thing on the agenda tonight is the rezone. If they want to request a variance, we'll have to get building plans and have all of that submitted at a different time. The only thing on tonight's agenda is to approve the rezone.
Okay.
So this is the lot that's where they tore down that house that was.
Yes,
This
yes.
used to be residential.
Oh, how did I not see that?
So if there was a house on there before, then is it a business?
Still zoned business.
District
It's-
with a house on there before?
There's a house next door to it, actually, too, and a house across the street.
And there was a house there prior to that, but it burned down and got torn down, and then when I purchased them, the city administrator had gave the realtor at Clements a letter saying that it was business, it was business, a commercial, zoned, but that residential was okay to build there. But then when we called in to ask some questions, she said, the city administrator said it was commercial only, we would have to file for a zoning change, so, which is what we're doing. But then we realized what else was involved, so.
Okay, so there's a house also that is to the south of where you want to build.
There's one between Simon's Insurance, there's a house, and then that lot.
Right, so that's a residential
Yes.
Right,
home.
yes, that's a
And then there's-
residential.
And then there's the businesses that start, right?
Correct.
Yes.
So-
Well, it's a residential home, and then the vacant lot, and then Pine Street starts, and then there's a residential home on the other side. It's surrounded by residential homes
Right,
in there.
right.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
I'm familiar.
So is this the lot where the big house burned down, or is this the vacant lot across the street?
It's across the street.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what I
Yes.
thought, okay. We got two lots on both corners there, so.
Do we
So-
have a zoning classification that allows for business or residential?
Not to my knowledge, no, sir.
When was it zoned business?
I don't know the answer to that right off. I apologize.
Okay.
We should.
I mean, I can look it up, but that's not something I've committed to memory. I can look it up for you, though. I believe it was in the 90s.
Wait, do you know, Ms. Bowman, when that house burned, that was on that lot? Did it
Oh,
burn?
Years ago.
I was going to say, because I don't remember a house there personally.
Years ago. I've been here since 1976, and it was not long after, probably in the 80s, I would think. And wasn't it about the 80s, somewhere in the mid-80s? Before your time?
Yeah.
So, in the 80s, the Russells, okay. Ambulance service used to own it.
Well, would it be appropriate to make a motion that it be rezoned to business or residential if such a statute exists, and if not, to be rezoned to residential?
I think what you would need to do, if you want to allow residential development in a B1, is to amend the zoning ordinance to make a provision to allow for that type of use within that zone.
Do we have to allow for that type of use within the whole zone, or can it just be these particular properties?
We probably need to get a legal opinion on that. When you start talking about zoning laws, you get into spot zoning issues and concerns, so I would want his consent for something like that. If we're going to talk about some sort of mixed-use development, it's probably what we would have to zone an area as is mixed use, and then you all could define which types of uses you would like within that mixed-use district. It looks like that ordinance was passed May 13th, 2003.
So, Mackenzie, just for clarification, so would that include 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, and 8.6? Do we need to do these individually, or do we, because it's all having to do with the rezoning of those lots?
You would have to take action on the two lots separately, but the public hearing would be sufficient for both, since they're both here. And
So I guess, do we know where we're going, or do we need more clarification on what we need to address here?
We can't discuss that in the public hearing.
Okay. Well, so, do we have any other comments during public hearings? Anyone? Okay, thank you. So at 6:12, we will now come out of the public hearing. And we are considering, if we can, 8.3, 8.4, 8.5, and 8.6. Can we do them all together?
It would actually just be 8.4. The action item will be 8.4.
Okay.
And then you'll consider separately item 8.6.
Okay. So 8.4 is consider action on request by Don Britton to grant a rezone of lot 13, block of 13, located at 506 North Main from B1 Business District to SF3 Single Family Residential.
Madam Mayor, I make the motion that we approve the request to rezone 506 North Main, Lot 3, Block 13, from B1 to SF3.
I have a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all in approval?
Can
Aye.
Do we have some discussion first?
Oh, yes.
Shouldn't we wait to get the attorney's opinion of how we could do that? You know, it was brought up about the multiple use.
We can come back to, but I think so we don't delay their plans, we should go ahead and rezone so they can get started with their building.
Okay.
That was
If
my.
we want to look at rewriting the zoning ordinance, we can look at that.
That was my question, though, was if we approve the motion as it's made, Mackenzie, would that just change the zoning for that particular lot?
It would.
Okay.
That's correct.
I just want to make sure that wouldn't apply to the whole district.
No,
Okay.
that's why I named out the lot specifically.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay. I have a motion for approval.
And I second it.
Okay, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. So now we can, we've already included 8.5 during the public hearing, so we can go to 8.6. Consider action on request by Sherry Bowman to grant a rezone of lot 13, block 13, located at 508 North Main from B1 Business District to SF3 Single Family Residential.
Madam Mayor, I make the motion the council approve the request to rezone lot 13, block 13, located at 508 North Main from B1 Business to SF3 Single Family.
I'll second that motion.
Any additional discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Thank y'all for coming forward.
Thank you. Do you need that plaque?
No, ma'am, here, we had it. I went down, there was one uploaded for us, I'm sorry.
That's okay, but if you needed it, I was going to say she'd make us a copy.
Oh, okay, no, we're good.
Thank you guys for all your help.
Mhm. Why does this say two? Okay. At this time then, we'll call this meeting at 6:15 p.m. The next regular city council meeting will be held on Tuesday, January 10th at 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Please remember that all requests to be placed on the agenda must be completed and turned into the city hall no later than noon on Monday, 8 days prior to the scheduled meeting.
Madam Mayor, before we
Yes.
let the gavel, it should be January 10th, 2023. I know it says 2022 there, but
January 10th, 2023. I was reading. Okay, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you. I'm just reading off my thing here.
since you were late